Things, just getting ready for that thing that we call Carnival. It's been really a hectic season, as is the nature of most Carnival seasons that are short. You know, it's usually a really hectic time getting things done, and you're competing with a lot of the other artists who are, in studio as well. But it's been a wonderful experience, and it led me to soca religion. Soca is my religion, oh, yeah, soca is my religion, eh. And I give you praises only when the music take over me, and I'm whining away, away, away. That song was a journey. It actually started around summertime, where Nkosi Blackburn from New York, he sent me a snippet of the song, just an idea really. And it wasn't too much to work with, but it was definitely enough for me to know that there was something magical there, that there was something very special about the song. And even though it wasn't finished, it wasn't even close to being halfway finished at the time. It was probably just an intro and a hook. I was like, this is something that we have to work on. So immediately we started to go back and forth, and I started to actually picked up the pen at one point as well too, and I started to write alongside Nkosi, and it kind of grew to the point where Bly Productions from Canada, they became involved, and it was the first time I ever actually worked with Patrick from Bly Productions, and that's really when the song started to unfold, when Patrick came on board, and it took the song to the next level, and we were able to complete the writing, and it just kind of came out very unique. It doesn't have a typical kind of structure where you could predict where the song is going next, which I really like, because it kind of makes you want to listen to see, where it's going next. Well, the reaction's actually been extremely good, considering that prior to the release, I was kind of worried about how people would interpret this whole thing, soca religion. I felt like, okay, this could potentially be a touchy subject. And actually, one of the guys who helped produce and write on the song, Carly Morris, and there's a part of the song, Heavenly Father, thank you for soca, thank you for Trinidad and Pretty Gal and Bacchanal. And I was kind of worried, that thing Bacchanal, you're thanking for Bacchanal, maybe we should change it to festival. And he's like, no, you see, that's we thing. And that really, it caused me to sit down and say, what, this is our thing. Carnival is our thing, and people would look in and they might not necessarily understand. They might see it just on the surface level of what it is. People on the road on Monday and Tuesday in costume, but there's a lot more, and that's what this song kind of captures. And I think so far the reception shows that people understand that that's what I was going for. That kind of gratitude. Wow, this is gonna be my 5th year as a soca artist. 2016 will be my 5th year. Well, prior to like 5 years ago or 6 years ago, I was still in the local rock scene in Trinidad. That was an amazing experience. I actually think I first started to really explore soca through that rock band. That was 5 Miles to Midnight. They're still doing pretty cool things. And that's where I kind of started to do my teething. And it was really cool, actually. I remember I was rocking out a version of Iowa George's song, Wine, 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 We Like It. And he was passing by while I was performing it. It was in Fiesta Plaza Movie Town. And he said, hey, your vibes, man. You make a good soca artist. Who would know? I'm 26, but when I shave and I clean up real nice, I could still pass for 20. Oh, wow, I would say probably the majority of all my ideologies and philosophies are probably counterculture to everything that is normally propagated. In regards to work ethic, though, I think humility has to be at the forefront. Like, I might dress up really nice, and the name might cause a misconception of the kind of person I am when people hear K. Rich and they don't understand that it's really derived from my name, Kenneth Richard. And then they see the way I dress as well. Before even having a conversation, there's usually this misconception that, I'm a certain kind of guy. Well, a stush, hoity-toity, unapproachable, arrogant guy. And, I think the surprise usually comes in when I actually get a chance to sit down and socialize with people, because that's something I really enjoy doing. So the philosophy has always been humility at the forefront, loyalty, because as we know, especially in 2015, I think it's very plain to see now that real people are hard to come by. So humility, loyalty, and punctuality. My mom can always slave behind me to make sure I was always punctual for everything. So yeah. Wow, I don't know. I mean, it's never good to toot your own horn, right? K-Rich, wow. K-Rich lives under a rock, because it almost seems like I don't do enough of this stuff throughout the year. I don't know. I'm an introverted guy, and then I kind of have to come out of that shell each and every carnival time. And I'm getting better at it each and every year, because honestly, probably last year, after last year or the year before, I would have been sweating bullets sitting down in this chair right now giving this interview. But I'm normal. I'm chill. Best time so far, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say best time, because the last I've been doing this for almost 5 years, right? And the first 4 years were amazing. The first 3.5 years were really, really good. I would say the hardest time would have probably been last season, last carnival season, which the last year. And oddly enough, I still did a lot of traveling, and the music that I did for Carnival did wondrous things for me outside of Trinidad. It enabled me to work with Jamaican producer Russian. That kind of, it got his attention. I started to work with African producers in Nairobi. So that's really awesome as well. But Trinidad didn't necessarily give me the love that I had gotten over the last 3 years. But I don't mind. It kind of was a learning experience, and it took me far off the shores of Trinidad, and I met really wonderful people. So kind of hard to say I've had a bad time, but I don't know. Childhood was up and down too. Yeah. Childhood was pretty good. My mom made sure, and she had us well traveled, my sister and I. She made sure that we were well cultured and well traveled. She did an amazing job as a single mother. Childhood with my dad wasn't that great, but it made me a stronger person, and it made me really manifest and bring into light the kind of father that I want to be for my child. So from that perspective, I think it was a huge part of my molding process and making me the person I am today. My daughter, that's my lifeline. Alexa Jordan, the defender of men, the one who descends. That's the light of my life. People say I always used to keep her hidden, but that's not true. I've always been kind of. I personally don't like social media. I don't like phones. I don't like computers that much either. But I do my best because I know it's an important part of my job. And I always kind of have her out there so people know that that's my cornerstone. That's really my anchor. And especially in an industry like this, where it's kind of easy to get caught up in the bright lights. She has been integral for me to just remember humility above all, And I learned through her. I mean, it's important to be a parent to your child, but at the same time, it's important to also know that there's something to learn from your children. And I think she kind of personifies evolution for me, and reincarnation for that matter, because, when I look at her, I see myself, and then I see so many things. I see the person that I want to be through her, through that childlike innocence that is still there, that I try very hard to preserve and maintain. I don't feel like I have stepped into my own fully yet as an artist. I feel like I'm still doing that. And it's been an awesome journey. Like, don't get me wrong, the last 5 years have been really, really insane. And I think I've come a long way, and I've done a really phenomenal job. But I still feel like I'm now starting to come to a place where I actually feel like I have something to offer that will withstand the test of time. So in regards to saying, despite all the ups and downs, the most impactful moments of my career, has actually been coming across the people who I've made an impact on their life and actually kind of help bring in value and validation to my career, which I still feel like I'm on a path looking for self-validation and self-value in terms of, my career. So people like Anastasia Lewis, Sharisa June, Alana, Rico Smith, Brandon Raghunanath, these people who come into my life and they make me aware of the impact that I've actually had. And sometimes it goes beyond the song that you sing for the season, and it could be as simple as an interview, and they kind of connect with you and relate. That definitely has to be those moments, because it really comes in different times when you least expect it. Sometimes those I think have defined my career so far. People, my mom always says it. People do not walk around with signs on their heads. Loyalty in people is, it's far and few to find. But even through the burns, there's a lesson to learn. There's a lesson to learn about yourself. There's a lesson to learn about how to conduct your business. And you can't let it change the person you are. And you can't let it change what it is you have to offer. So many times I've seen good artists or good people in general, outside of just even the industry, they are transformed by their negative experiences. And you see good people walk away hardened and bitter, and I know I don't want to be like that. I've seen what it's done to great people, great artistic, creative minds. And I think it does more to hamper and dampen their creative energies, or just their personal, their energy in general. That's, you got to take the good with the bad. Duality. Life is full of it. Oddly enough, and I always used to say it, but I recently came to terms with how, I can't say stupid, but how just wrong it was for me to ever feel this way. But my biggest fear always used to be of failure. Failure itself was my biggest fear. But then in actually experiencing some sort of failure, you really learn a lot. And I really did learn a lot about myself as well, which that interpersonal journey is something that I can't stress how valuable it is for a person to go through a downtime and to really dig deep within themselves, to pull themselves through. But failure used to be my biggest fear, because before that it was cockroaches. It used to be, being in dark places with no control. But I actually I'm a little bit of an adrenaline junkie, so I would put myself in these positions to get over these fears. Till the only fear I really had left remaining was this fear of failure. Especially coming from a household where, we were always pushed and really encouraged to strive to be the best at whatever we're doing. Failure always seemed like this very scary, dark place. So that would probably have to be, it would have been my biggest fear. But I think I'm learning the lessons now to overcome. I believe that we have so much potential in our industry. And part of the way I think the industry will grow is if we spend more time confronting the issues as opposed to sweeping it under the rug. Because even in all the bacchanal and the lacquerie that takes place between artists, between promoters, there are opportunities to grow beyond those really trivial issues that we see happen year after year every carnival. And although it would probably give less material for Chromatics to do his wrap-up every year, I think it would help if we kind of came out and we spoke about it more, and it would make the industry a hell of a lot more interesting, personally, for me. And two, it gives us an opportunity to really chronicleize and learn from our mistakes, document them, learn from them, see how we've progressed, and really, you can actually catalog now the growth of an artist through not only his triumphs, but also his tribulations. Yeah, I realize that it's a touchy subject, and I mean no disrespect to anybody and their respective religious beliefs. However, I personally believe two major things. I believe that love is the foundation of all religions. So there could be no religion without love. And Carnival, to me, is a display of love. It's the largest parade on the planet. And it's something that embodies and encapsulates love. Secondly, is that when you look at the TV, when you look at news, it seems like for some whatever reason, there are people who choose to use religion as a tool to divide us, more so than serving its actual function and purpose, which is to unite. So the reason why I chose to say that soca is my religion, or our religion, is that I know the power that soca music has, the power it has to bring Catholics, Christians, Muslims, Hindus together on the road, and people from all creeds and cultures come together and you see them celebrating for a common purpose. And to me, that's something that can't be overlooked. It's something really culturally unique to us. And that's mainly the reason why I decided to say, okay, soca is our religion. My OMG moment. There was this one time I was performing in Holy Name Convent for their school bazaar. And back in them days, skinny jeans was the flick, all right? So your boy decided to do some kind of fancy move. Now, I ain't no big gymnast. I can't do no big splits on them. But I might not be able to do a split, but my pants sure did a great job on that day, splitting open. And it was kind of, to take it a step further, I was wearing a pretty baggy boxers that day. So skinny jeans, baggy boxers, and all the excess cloth of the boxers started to kind of bulge up in this area where the split up on. So it looked like kind of how. But it was definitely an OMG moment. The performance cut right there and then. I said thank you and goodbye, and yeah, that was embarrassing. That was actually my debut year. That was in 2012. I want to thank everybody who's been part of the Rich Life for the last 5 years. You all have been with me through the thick and the thin, and it's only just been getting better and better each and every year. I meet new people. I have awesome experiences with the Rich Life, the Rich Army, and you guys have just continued to push me and push my creativity and just constantly redefine and redevelop the brand, and I really want to thank you all for that. I also want to thank my management for doing a phenomenal job, aka mom, aka sister, and JC management as well. Big up the whole entire crew. And to all my foreign fans as well too. Like I said, throughout the last year, you all kept me alive. I saw the World Grand Cayman. Big up yourself, New York. Lock on to OMG Magazine. What you all doing? Subscribe.